Did somebody say WeeaBoots? Because I think I just heard someone say WeeaBoots.
What's up, weebs? Welcome to WeeaBoots, the only contemporary anime review podcast from GigaBoots.com. I'm your host, Anime Danime, and with me, as usual, is Bob from GigaBoots.
What was it? Welcome to New World?
New era. We've got KZ from KZExcellent.com.
I like shows that were on Adult Swim.
Mr. Feel from Mr. Feel's Wild Ride.
I like shows that seem like they'll be done in one season.
And Dr. Aggro from Dr. Aggro.
Please continue to read the manga, now available from Viz Media.
Is he being serious?
I don't know. I don't think that it's manga.
Yeah, not yet.
Today we've gathered to talk about the series that is contemporary as of this recording. Who knows when it comes out? We don't keep track of that all too well. Yashahime. For anyone who doesn't know, Yashahime is a spiritual... Wait, no. How would you describe this? Just a sequel.
A direct sequel.
It is a direct sequel.
How far down the meta media rabbit hole have we gone? Like, what is this? It's a sequel.
It's like,
There must be some trick here.
It's like if they made Mega Man 1 and then 25 years later went 2, and I'm like, what's your bit, man?
Are you were confused because they called it Mega Man DOS.
It was very confusing. I was like, I need DOS for this shit? Are you kidding me? But yes, Yashahime, it is a contemporary anime that is a sequel to that boomer-ass shit Inuyasha. Just to cover our basis, who all here has watched Inuyasha and how much have you seen of it, Bob?
I've watched all of Inuyasha Final Act, and all the movies. I just haven't read the manga.
Dr. Aggro.
I watched a bunch of Inuyasha. I don't think I ever saw the ending or any of the movies.
Mr. Feel.
I read the entire manga, all 30 volumes longer than it should have been of it.
Beautiful.
And KZ Excellent.
I watched it sporadically, but upon checking, I think I've seen 70% of the original anime.
I have only seen about 4 episodes, but man, that ending theme, you know the one. That one's real good.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Is this the one where Shomaru is looking very pretty and the wind blows on him?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Statistically speaking, yes.
Probably.
It is incredibly likely, but before we can talk about this series, let's talk about how much we watched of it first. Here on WeeaBoots, we have a mandate that people watch 3, possibly 4 episodes of an anime for this review. I believe it's 4, but I think we may have done 3 once, so I keep the book open. 4 episodes was important this time. Bob, how much did you watch?
I watched those 4 episodes dubbed, and I'm up to the last episode of the Japanese release.
Now, Bob, why have you not watched all of the Japanese release?
The last episode comes out in 2 days.
So that's when we recorded that, everyone.
Oh, that's a little tragic.
KZ.
I watched 4 episodes dubbed. That's all the time I had for. Then I had to come in here.
This has been a psychotic week. People do not understand. Dr. Aggro.
I watched the first 5 or 6 episodes dubbed.
Okay. And Mr. Feel.
I watched the first 5 episodes subbed, and boy, was that 5th one worth watching. I'm glad I went to 5.
God damn it.
Oh, damn it. God motherfucking...
Any other week and I would have done it!
I'm getting mad genuinely.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should be, because episode 5 made me mark the fuck out. I'll probably watch more later.
I'm so mad!
I legitimately would have watched more, but this is the most insane week of production it's ever been here at GigaBoots HQ. I count my free time in seconds, and that's across multiple days. But Bob, before we talk about this in detail, what we thought about it, all the characters, the plot, and everything, we should talk about this completely fucking backwards like we always do. Who made this anime?
This anime is made by Sunrise Animation.
I did not realize Sunrise owned Inuyasha. Man, they were doing pretty good in the odds.
Known for the hit
yeah.
anime Cross Ange.
Hell yeah.
Damn it.
A fantastic show. Other people on here need to finish so we can do that spoiler cast.
Sunrise don't miss. They made this. They made Cross Ange. They made Code Geass.
You know, we should really never talk about Cross Ange. I'm sorry I brought it up.
You should be.
Fantastic.
And director Teruo Sato.
Okay.
He did a few episodes of the original series and storyboarding on one of the movies, it looks like. But he's not done much other full director work. Like, looks like the only other thing he fully directed was Aikatsu Stars.
So this person slipped into a chamber at the end of their work on the original, maybe did one other thing, and then came back out to be like, it's mine now.
Well, he showed up and did episode directing for other stuff between now and then.
Okay.
Just not Inuyasha.
Anything hyper personal to you or noteworthy in the grand scheme of anime?
I didn't see anything. Let me look
Okay.
again, make sure there's
Okay.
nothing that's really jumping out.
Yeah, because you know how it'll go. One person in the comments will be upset, act like a bunch of other people are going to show up and be upset, and no one will show up.
He storyboarded 5 episodes of Yakitate, so that's really good.
That is really good. Yakitate. Now that's fucking anime, sip.
That's the bread one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't sip for Yakitate. God, that makes me feel old.
I will sip for Yakitate all I want, motherfucker.
Don't sip for this thing that's ancient.
Don't sip for this thing that I had to learn what BitTorrent was in order to just download.
Don't sip for something that could vote.
It's just something about Yakitate. It always seems like it just came out to me. I don't know.
It's always
It's
3
that
years
show.
ago.
Yeah.
Are you living in Groundhog's Day? That may be a part of this. Every day he wakes up and it's that theme song. Insert your favorite Yakitate Japan theme song here. There we go.
Yeah,
I did it.
Yeah, the one where Sashomaru's hair is flowing. It was really good.
You know the one.
It's very iconic.
Statistically speaking, that is correct. Also, Kuroyanagi does that funny thing. You know.
No, it's the one where Shomaru's on the disco floor. That's my favorite.
Bob, that's an ending. God, that animation is insanely bad, but so great. Hey, Bob, do you have any other key staff to bring up or any other production tidbits before we go on to talking about this anime that we're reviewing allegedly?
I don't think so. Those are the two main things. Of course, Rumiko Takahashi's noted as original creator, and it has her blessing and stuff. But it's not like she doesn't seem to be involved in anything directly on there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell because it seems like it's going to end.
What was that other Takahashi joint we reviewed on WeeaBoots a few years back? Do you remember?
Renee, that's like the most recent one.
Yes, I think that's the one, but I'm not sure about your pronunciation. But yes, I think that's the one. We reviewed that while watching 4 episodes, and it went, man, this isn't gonna end. Like, they clearly decided this to not end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. That's everything she makes. It's currently sitting at 40 volumes because she's insane.
Yeah, there's an admiration I have for that dedication to that craft of creating an unending chasm. What's up, Bob?
I kept waiting for that to get a dub, and it never happened. So I'm just sad.
Oh, that is sad. Huh. Did it even get brought over in any official capacity?
I think it officially got brought over, just they never dubbed it. And then they stopped. It was one of the first things that got Saima published for the manga. And that happened right around the time of the big earthquakes over there. And then they just decided never to release another volume digitally after that happened. It was weird.
I just had a huge head pain, like panging, like a migraine. It split my mind in two as I realized I have that production anime over there, Shirobako. dubbed, a thing I've been waiting years for. I haven't opened it.
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life? Anyway, so we're here
That's
to
our Dan.
we're here to talk about Yashahime. As I said before, I watched 4 episodes dubbed on the Funimation app. I would like to note this is my first time using it. Thought it was very forward thinking of them to have the drop downs that let you select between the simulcast version and the later editions, assuming they do that.
That is a good addition.
Yeah, I was moderately impressed by that. Then I hit play and I was devastated by the bitrate for the first 40 seconds of every episode.
Yes.
It's like, oh shit, this is 160p YouTube.
I'll tell you, on a lot of these players, when it starts out shitty like that, if you just immediately hit back, it'll catch up to itself and clear up.
Oh, that's good to know. There was a time I played chicken with it where I was like, I'm not going to pause. I'm not going to hit back. You better sort your shit out before the end of this. Here's our sponsors animation.
Orgirisimas.
It just barely did it in time. Bob was there. It was very funny. It was like the last second of that screen. It finally
You're
clicked
like,
to
I'll
the
get
correct.
ya.
I will. Have they announced? Go ahead.
I was going to say, thank you for explaining that switching versions simulcast thing, because I always wondered why. I only use it to watch current anime.
Mm-hmm.
So I always wondered why there was a drop-down menu with one option on every show I looked at.
Yeah, no, I found that out a while ago.
That's funny. That's really good. Yeah, surprisingly forward-thinking feature. Has anyone announced bringing over Yashahime?
I mean, they're doing the simul-dub and everything.
So, assuming.
Presumably, Viz is going to do it, I assume.
Because when I was watching on Crunchyroll, they always put the Viz like logo. At the
Wouldn't it
start.
be unbelievably hilarious if Viz went, no one watched it, we swear. So, no physical, really.
If they release a Blu-ray of this, I will buy it day one.
That's cool. I imagine some episodes will earn that. So, we watched 4 episodes, or I did, and KZ did, and other people watched more. Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think about how I approach this conversation. We need a broad covering of the plot, and then I can jump into individual episodes for the first 4. Bob, how would you, someone who's watched all but the last episode question mark of Yashahime, describe the plot of Yashahime as a series? You can limit it to knowledge for the first 4 episodes.
Right,
We'll allow that,
I should. It's a continuing story of the daughters of Shishomaru and Inuyasha working together to hunt demons and try and solve mysteries.
Check it out,
Yeah.
Scoob.
They go on their adventure.
Yes,
This root's totally eating their heads.
yes, it is.
Wait. God, definitely not Kakui.
It's
Get out.
it's so strange because it's like the original Inuyasha when they were fine with showing blood.
Yes.
It feels like they do not want to show blood in this,
That
but
is,
they will tear people's heads off.
which was really weird. I gotta say that was really weird to experience because I was like,
there's-
okay, sanitized. Rip. What?
There's blood later, so I have to assume they just wanted it to be extra. No, it's because Japan has a thing about beheading specifically.
Huh.
Because because I feel like this has come up before. Every kill in Resident Evil 4 that ends with Leon's head getting cut off is not there in the Japanese version of that game.
Yeah, but there's no blood in general in this. Well, not a whole lot.
There's some blood in episode 5.
Ah, damn it.
So I assume it mostly just has to be like there's a difference between blood and this dude's head gets gorily ripped off. It can just be cartoonishly pulled off though. That's fine.
What was it? I think it was Doom Eternal has the almost bottle cap popping off sound effect for headshots. They should have
Yes.
used that.
Yes, I laughed really hard if it just being like, yeah, I'm just gonna. It makes like a Legos being pulled apart sound.
Yes.
I always remember the sound effect from Princess Mononoke when he hits that guy in the neck with an arrow and just.
Yeah, they showed that on Cartoon Network at the time was really something.
Yes. So, what was the phrase they used to describe the 3 princesses? Was it just 3 demon princesses, or
They usually just say demon princesses.
okay?
or princess demons. I can't remember which.
And they
way
have
it's rated.
demon
Half demon
princesses.
princesses.
There we
Yeah, half
go.
demon princesses.
And they have the rainbow.
The rainbow pearls,
Okay.
which
Yeah, the
are
rainbow pearl.
completely unrelated to the black pearl that's stuck in Inuyasha's eye. Don't think about that.
Okay. I won't. Continuing
All right.
to not think about that. So the three of them have this rainbow pearl in each of their eyes of a different color. I believe the colors are silver, red, and yellow. Is this correct?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's not in Moroha's eye. It's in her seashell.
She has it, yeah, just in a shell. Yeah. Let's talk about the episodes. Let's just get into it. Episode 1 sucks.
Episode 1 is like not about the main characters at all. It's strange.
It very much feels like just here's another episode in Inuyasha, which
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
not
Yeah.
down for, but I
It's-
understand.
Yeah, I
it's
was
not
down
gr-
for that. I thought it was fine.
It was fine, but it is weird.
I was like, okay, I'm ready to be introduced to these new characters. These are the characters. They're in this intro. It's very important that I understand, and we're not going to talk about them. Okay. And then they come in at the end of the episode to close it.
It's not exactly the same comparison, but it reminded me when Full Metal Alchemist got its second anime where they were doing it again.
Okay.
And they opened with a completely non-canon introduction, but they're going to introduce you to the characters anyway later, but they just did this one that just seemed out of place and crazy.
Are you
And I was
telling
like, okay.
telling me that thing's not canon by the end of that series? Is that right?
No, this is still canon, but
No. That thing. The thing in Brotherhood.
Oh, that thing, they call back to it, but it's like, I don't remember where that even takes place, and it wasn't from manga at all.
All right.
yeah,
It was
worked.
literally a
It's just-
thing to be like, look, it's that show you remember you watched before, but now
Right.
it's
Like it's in canon, but it doesn't affect anything, and it's just smooth
Yeah.
on all the edges.
yeah.
See, this was a combination of setting up mechanical lore that is important to the actual jumping off point for the series and a flashback episode to get more of Inuyasha.
I wish that I would have been more happy with the first episode if it had none of the future timeline stuff at all. Like I feel like connecting it to that was really awkwardly done, and it just shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
that.
'cause
Same.
It doesn't involve with it. It's not involved in the past stuff at all. It feels like somebody went, we can't have them not be in the first episode. That's insane.
Yeah, and once they do catch up to that, it feels even more out of place. Like they shouldn't have done that.
They're like, look, guys, we have to show our main character. Somebody looked at the advertisement on a train for this thing. They saw a handsome main character
did.
lady, and they're watching this whole fucking episode going, where the fuck's that character? We can't lose them. Quick, show her at the beginning and end for 5 seconds.
That'll do it,
Yeah.
right?
Like large scale structuring the series, it maybe wasn't a great way to go. Because by the end of it, I'm still like, I wonder if this show's going to be bad. I ate up all that 10 years later shit. Like I slurped it up off the goddamn plate. Like yeah, progress in a Takahashi product.
Yes.
Delicious.
I actually did note that was a significant difference from watching an episode of Inuyasha. It felt like progress because they did a time jump, and then they did another, I guess.
Yeah, it is funny how many times, because the end of Inuyasha has like a year time jump, and then they're like, well, 6 months after that year. I'm like, oh my god.
This is hyper specific. We have a very, very detailed timeline for parts of it, and other parts are very vague. It's not that relevant, but yeah, this first episode, in my opinion, held up to the age-old rule of the first episode is always bad. Do not trust the first episode. Never only watch one episode of a series, ever, especially if it's episode 1.
For some reason, I got a really strong feeling of
What?
What are you talking about? Like what aggro? What is so ridiculous about this statement?
I'm sorry. I'm going to make sure I heard this right. Did you just say never just watch the first episode of a series, especially if it's episode 1?
I said never watch just one episode of a series, especially if it's episode 1. These are slightly different phrasings that make me sound
I feel like as
senile.
soon as we started reviewing the show, Dan got drunk.
No, this has always been a fucking rule with me of the first episode's always going to be the roughest.
I agree with that sentiment. I think we had a crossed wire.
Yeah, that's why the 3-episode rule exists.
Right. Or 4.
I didn't even
5.
I didn't mean just for our show, but for people in general. Always say, well, I'm going to check out the first 3 episodes and see if I want to continue with the series.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's smart. First episodes can be rough because some of the times you get really rough, rushed introductions to characters. Here, they don't necessarily have that problem because they didn't try. So,
yeah. And sometimes, the first 3 episodes is usually like the starting chunk where they're going to try and convey the story or like the first big set piece of the show over like a 2 or a 3-parter I've seen.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of animes, the first episode's taken up by killing everyone they know and love, so that way they can be edgy for the rest of the series. You need 2 more episodes to develop new characters and introduce various interactions.
Which show are we talking about?
I'm not going to say. People can assume whatever they want.
Oh, okay. I was just assuming you're talking about a Kamiga Kill.
I would never.
I'm glad I don't know what that is still.
That does that. That show's also kind of bad.
Yeah.
I know there's something about a clown that I don't want to think about no more.
Yeah, don't ever look it up, okay?
That one's really funny.
We might have an episode of WeeaBoots about that show. I don't know anymore. I've never heard of it. Anyways.
I don't want to hear you in that mic quality, so I can't see it.
That's okay. It's just like if you were to listen to a podcast from any other network now. So
I have higher standards for you.
Who's the shitty Dan? I want my real Dan.
We have Dan at home.
I'm like talking on a yak pack. So yeah, I think when you talk about the first 4 episodes, I think it's actually really strong and interesting. They do a really great job of introducing the main characters after that first episode. I think we get a really good sense of their personalities, where they're coming from, why they're set up here. We get some absolutely insane plot developments, I feel. Which just like, well, the first episode was setting up that root demon. It eats heads. It's very cool. Unfortunately, it got the shit owned out of it, so now it's going to, become a part of a time-controlling tree.
Yeah. This is completely normal. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm like, that seems like a bad place to leave that.
A shred of it just immediately falls and then sprouts 18 tentacles in 10 frames.
Yes.
I was like, wow.
Dude's got like a growth spurt going on, Every time it was like, yeah, this demon is clearly integrating itself with a tree that controls time. All I could think about was what was it, Final Fantasy Legends 3, aka whatever saga game that actually is, wherein there's like a giant pot in the sky that pours water eternally to drown the whole world throughout time. It exists in every timeline, and I'm like, how fucked will this get? I don't like any demon integrating with something with control over time. That could get messy and terrible and awful. Seems relatively inert by the end of these episodes, these 4 episodes, but we could have some troubles down the road. Who knows? But we get our larger quest at the end of episode 4 while dealing with the time tree demon.
Yeah, root head.
I'm root head.
I'm root head.
No.
Yeah, Dan kept doing that and it killed me.
Oh no.
I was really scared in that first episode though, because I was like, man, Roothead sucks. This plot better not be that he killed all the main characters we know.
Good.
Oh
I
my
wasn't the
God.
only one afraid of that.
I was really afraid because like all these kids seem to be orphans. This motherfucker better not be like the cause of it.
Yeah.
That I was also concerned. I'm like, all right, I'm tired of sequels that do this. Please don't do this.
Please, for the love of God.
I'm almost at the point where I'm like, if you make a sequel that's much later and you kill more than 2 people I recognize really early, that means it's bad automatically.
I think
I'm
that's
so
completely
tired.
fair.
Everybody loves Chrono Cross. A great game.
A true gaming classic.
Yeah,
A really great soundtrack for that game. How unfortunate.
I think it's a good rule to be like, okay, set it far enough after so they would have died naturally, or don't murder them.
You know,
create drama some other way.
Yes, maybe about entirely different characters.
that it's just the writer staring at a panel that says work really hard to earn drama, and then another red button that says just kill a character already.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting watching it. I'm that dude with the veins popping out of his head.
Yes!
as they fucking kill every character I like because it's cool.
Because it's very cool.
They got to show how much stronger this new guy is.
Very excited.
Roothead is very powerful.
Roothead is so powerful.
He's so cool.
He's gonna pop off Inuyasha's head.
Even though, ignore that Roothead got one shot by Kikyo before the series started.
I know. I was sitting there. They're like,
I was scared of that because it's like she sealed him. Oh God, did she seal him because he's secretly ultra powerful?
I know. It was like, why did she seal him instead of killing him? And I'm like, I don't know. Why are you guys getting the shit kicked out of you?
I love how they asked, like, what? Why didn't she just kill it? And Kaide's like, I don't know. She got kind of bored. Started trying new shit. What are these arrows?
For her, it was
Speaking
as easy
of
as breathing. She was killing demons every day. She just stopped caring. She just got sloppy.
Speaking of, it was cool how, you know, they didn't kill every character. Why is Kaede just still like that?
I think it's really funny because they do the joke of she's that old. Like, she's supposed to be 50 in Inuyasha. Thereabout. Because it's like I think a 40-year time jump.
I had to look it up. 60 in Inuyasha.
Oh my God.
81 in this show.
Yeah.
And she looks exactly the same.
Yeah, so she just had
Both
one
different.
giant age jump.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, that's enough. She's now the oldest lady possible.
Mhm.
He's built different.
That woman is fucking iron.
It's like, I just thought, I was like, are you kidding me?
Like, you've seen the demons in Inuyasha. Like, she was the only one keeping that village safe before that show started. That woman refuses to die, and so she doesn't.
Hell yeah. That's how you do it. Something we haven't touched on at all. I really appreciate, you know, our main character, I guess you could say, Toa. Everything about establishing future timeline and her being raised there, I really like the character development and everything else about that. I also like her Soma Cruz ass jacket sans fur lining. It's a very fancy outfit. They're like, hey, you know, you're coming to an all-girls school. Maybe you could dress, fit in. Let's say that. Yeah, maybe you could do that.
Because your dad's like, why are you wearing a boy's uniform? Like, you know, for stuff. And he's like, it's an all-girls school. And my first question is, where did she get that uniform?
Meanwhile,
Why is it so
Did
cool?
she make it?
Meanwhile, you're saying that. Simultaneously, I'm like watching the episode, and her dad goes, "You're wearing a boy's outfit to an all-girls school? Why?" And then I was just like, she's just going to yell back, "Because I fuck, Dad."
Because Rumiko Takahashi did this design and she sat down and went, this one's for the lesbians.
Just draws the
Such a
character.
Takahashi's work.
Just draws the character, puts it in an envelope, and slips it into a ballot thing that says, "For people with good taste."
Yes.
I'm assuming that it's her previous school's uniform. That's the best I could get it from that.
I think she could get away with it at her previous school, but still, she absolutely got that herself. I mean, for fuck's sake, she was clearly getting away with a lot. She got to keep a replica of a famous sword that they thought was the real thing from the museum.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, I
guess
damn.
I think Shota he's seen enough shit that he's like, okay, there's this baller katana in my house. Who do I want this to be next to? That chick that looks kind of like Inuyasha? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I was sitting there, you know, I've watched Inuyasha. I'm familiar with the characters roughly. So when Sota's like, of course demons are real, blah, 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 and all these things, I'm like, Bob, this person was shown in the original series, right? I did not catch an episode with them as far as I know. Yes. Okay. I needed to know the level of, we're introducing new relatives.
Right, yeah, no, they don't
Oh,
really
you
do
meant
much.
Shota. I thought you meant his wife.
His wife was so immediately like okay with this, like, Jesus, what did I guess she just bought everything wholesale that he said.
His wife is great.
Yes, his wife is great, and I really like his line of, "I told you demons were real." It's that easy to cope with.
And she's like completely nonchalantly, like almost cheerfully, oh, I just thought you were talking shit.
I mean, she did raise Toa.
Right.
I told you OLEDs were real. Feel hooking is up for the first time. I thought you were just talking shit.
Same.
I love how well-adjusted Soda is. He's like, I didn't have to go live in feudal Japan or see a bunch of fucked up demon shit. I'm just regular.
Yep. It's really good. He's both coping with what's happening, like on a huge important event scale very well, while also being a normal fucking guy with a job.
I don't think we found out what his job is.
No, that's not important.
It's fine.
He went to the job place. He's home from the job place. He arrives at the same time as Toa.
I
It's
guess-
very convenient.
Like, his wife is apparently a world-known violinist, so he doesn't have to work, I assume.
Slash person who works at a museum? I don't know.
He probably just works in the generic Japanese office that 90% of characters in anime work at.
I work at the
yeah.
corporation.
Like if you're looking at it from a Western lens, he's got a real architect vibe. But it seems like his wife, it looks like he married into money.
Yeah, okay. I could see that. Still surprised that his wife wasn't one of the high schoolers from the first show, because they were always like, oh, your brother is so cute, Kagome.
Mm.
And he's so underage. This is going to be weird.
Don't worry about it.
It's
Yeah,
this
you
show.
remember Kagome's friends. Yeah.
I was like, maybe we can get through this without talking about ages. Nope. Okay. Oh, fuck. God, how old are Inuyasha and Kagome in the fucking original series?
I think,
Inuyasha is 150 and Kagome is 14.
yes. And then like 2 years pass or so. So she's 16 or something by the end of the
Hey,
series.
Baroku, you know what I like about high schoolers? Shut up, Inuyasha. You shut up right now.
Now, is Inuyasha like, has he been conscious for a continuous 150 years? Or are we
I don't know.
counting-
No,
I'm not taking into account the 40 years he was sealed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's actually around 200, but biologically he's only 150.
But how old is he
Gotcha.
mentally? Can we get off there? Can we?
5.
Well, he's a boy being written by Rumiko Takahashi, so like 15.
Okay. Yeah,
Perpetually,
that checks out.
Yup.
There's basically zero difference between him and Ranma. Could you name one?
Ranma is they're basically the same character, but Ranma is like 60-40 a nice guy, and Inuyasha is 40-60 a nice guy.
See, I love this because this feels like don't name something that isn't Jackie Chan. That's how it feels when you say that, Bob. Say a quality about this that isn't also Ranma. Inuyasha's got dog ears.
Hell yeah.
Start sweating profusely. How are we feeling about the intro and outro for this first bit here?
I don't remember the outro very well because I only watched it the first time, but I like the intro.
Yeah, I like the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the intro I consider just this side of mid. Like it's good, it's passable.
Right. So it was perfect.
I don't hate it.
Like it had a really strong, this is an anime opening.
Yes, I
Feel.
love anime openings that have a really powerful, this is an anime opening feeling.
Yeah, so this definitely does that. I feel like the ending was stronger, and maybe most of that is because I liked the song they used.
It is a very Inuyasha feeling ending, which
It does.
is nice.
It does feel that way. As someone who has opinions about endings of Inuyasha.
You're the most experienced Inuyasha person on the show.
Only when it comes to the ending themes.
Why is that?
Because one of them's really fucking good.
There's also that one with the spider lilies and Kagome's sad.
That one's strong. That's the word I'm going to use for that one. But yeah, I just thought I'd get some opinions from people on the intro and outro here real quick because yeah, neither's bad, neither's mediocre. I would even say.
I think that the intro has a very strong like The song has a lot of English, which I enjoyed, so it's incredibly cheesy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it gets a really good buff.
I like all the times it goes like, welcome to the new era.
It's the best.
What is it? Everything so Tokimo or Tomiko? Time? It was insane. The sentence started in
English.
Japanese, changed to English, ended in Japanese. And I'm just like, I'm going to need to see what these lyrics mean so I can fully understand the insanity of this mess. But you know, that is where the strong, this is an anime intro theme energy comes from, you know? It comes from mixing the English and Japanese in ways that you go, there's no way this works out.
And then show shots of the main characters running.
Yes, that's important.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody sitting around. You got to run in these intros.
I mean, I'll tell you, the intro was really because going into the series, I had no confidence in it at all. I'm like, it's an Inuyasha sequel. Oh God, I was buckled in for garbage.
Yeah.
But really, the intro kind of sold me on it when I was looking at like, oh, okay, we've got a team of 3. All right, which one is okay? Wait, they all appear to be competent and active and well designed. Wait, what?
Yeah, I too was confused.
Then I went, whoa, Toa has the fucking Tenchi Muyo lightsaber. That's raw.
Oh, you didn't expect that? You didn't expect any light hawk wings or shit to show up here?
She went full on Genkai tournament spirit sword. It's pretty fucking raw.
Yes, that's what it made me think of. Sip.
I
Anyway,
love that she wears that thing on her back. It's like the first time I haven't been mad at a back-drawn sword because there's no fucking blade in it.
Right, it works out for once.
It's so good.
During that intro, when I saw that we had 3 main characters and they were all being treated relatively equally in the intro, I was like, oh no, are we going to have one of these things where we have, this is our main cast, it's 3 people, maybe they add even more as we go, and everyone's characterized or written terribly. But as I went through these episodes, I was like, oh, I actually like these characters. That's kind of insane. I did not expect that. Like Agro was saying, I came into this bracing. I came into this expecting this to be really not great, but I was hoping that it was good. And yeah, I think overall, the 4 episodes I saw definitely left me wishing I had even 10 more minutes to watch half of a fucking episode. Because it was really good, really delightful. I like the future timeline stuff. I like the conflict that's set up in the past. I like the relationships between the characters and the lore and reasoning behind it. And I like that, unlike most Takahashi joints, this feels like it has an arc or a point or an ending, or it will end or it'll cease before the universe dies of heat death. Like,
yeah, it's got propulsion there.
It sounds like you're not very patient.
You have to get all the shards of the plot crystal. How many shards are there? As many as there needs to be. Also, I think the crystal breaks 2 separate times, so they have to start over.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very smart, actually.
Are you trying to say that Inuyasha was very early on a anime version of a games as a service? Just keeps on adding content drop.
The fucking update for Marvel's Avengers breaks your experience. Now you're level 2. You gotta start all over.
The point of this game is to kill this guy. Unfortunately, he has escaped 47 times.
It's unclear if he can actually die.
No, you kill him, and then a narration takes over, like the end of a Destiny mission, where your ghost would say a thing, and they're like, good job, you finished him off. Unfortunately, he backed himself up in the internet. We need to go find all the others.
He did hard cuts like Untold Legends.
I don't want. I don't.
Real fucked up. When the last anime for this came out, it was like, this is it. And I literally asked someone who was a fan of it, like, so does he get away again? It's like, is that how it ends? Does he just fly away after another 2-parter?
God, that'd be at least the final act actually ended. I'm really glad that didn't happen.
How many episodes of Inuyasha are there?
190. and they skip a lot of the manga.
What are you counting final act in that?
I think so.
So I'll keep that number in my head for certain podcast goals.
Yeah. I'm counting final act. 193 exactly.
Okay, guys, we watched 10 episodes this week. We're now gonna recap 10 Scooby-Doo mysteries.
Ooh, I do like me some Scooby-Doo mysteries.
Yeah, unfortunately, as the show goes on, it does kind of get into very episodic nature that you kind of expect from Inuyasha.
I expect that as much, yeah.
Yeah.
Tons of episodes about Setsuna, you're my sister. I need you to actually trust me and be my sister. And it feels like that gets hammered on quite a bit.
That is the worst part of the first 4 episodes, because while I think it's an interesting angle, I assumed what you just told me was true.
Yeah, eventually it clears up, but it takes at least 10 plus episodes.
They're like,
that's better than 150 episodes.
Yeah.
That's a real good thing about the 3 of them that I've seen. Like that angle was pushed, but it really wasn't as bad as it could have been. Like
yes.
The 3 main girls each have a personality thing that in another anime would have made them just a fucking drag. Like Setsuna could have just been, because she's got that I'm a stone cold bitch and I don't need your fucking help, but she doesn't fuck up so bad that it costs us a whole episode of progress every time she does it.
Also, I really appreciate how all 3 characters are dipshits in completely unique ways.
Yes, they complement each other well. It's almost like somebody wrote 3 characters to go together. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Toa's got that, like, I don't know about this. Like, I don't want to jump into this, and I don't want to kill anybody. But it's not so strong that she fucks up and loses a whole episode of progress, and we have to spend multiple episodes dealing with it every goddamn time.
Yeah, and I feel like in a worse anime, Moroha would absolutely just be 10 times stupider.
Yeah, absolutely.
She is the exact perfect level of stupid.
Yeah, honestly, one of my main complaints with the series is there are not enough Moroha episodes.
Oh, that's tragic.
It's a shame.
That's a shame, because she's why I marked out so hard in the 5th episode.
Every single time they do a backstory episode with her, it's great. And it should be a 2-parter, but it's not. And it's like, oh, man.
Oh.
The exact right level of stupid as seen in this image. That is
yes,
emblematic.
Mm-hmm. She's got that wild mountain ape craftiness.
Yeah.
God.
So I've got to get this out of the way. So you've got the rebuilt Demon Slayer clan. You got Hisui out there with the boomerang, and like he throws it at a demon, and then I hear a voice from off screen go like wait, Hisui, and I'm like, oh no, don't cut to really hot adult Kohaku. I can't take it. Don't do this to me.
Sorry.
And he's got the fucking cape with the red lining and the goddamn fucking what is his name? The Rurouni Kenshin's master.
Oh,
I don't remember.
Greg.
In my head he's just the Ultra Chad.
Yeah, he's got that guy's hairstyle and the fucking collar pop, and it's too goddamn much.
Seijiro.
Oh yeah,
The 13th.
So I guess here's the important thing for our audience to learn, and I'll start with Bob.
what's up?
Bob, Yashahime is a new anime. There's obviously an expected standard for this anime given its connections. Is this better than Rurouni Kenshin?
I try not to think about that anymore.
Okay, that's good.
So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it.
Could you imagine if some human was walking around with that being the bar?
Never heard of Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah. No, it's okay. View all art in a vacuum.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Kenshin was always actually kind of bad.
See, you say that, and then they come out of the woodwork to yell at you, and then you point at them, and you're like, ha-ha!
You can yell at me. Go watch it now. When you're not 15. Look, look. Heart of Sword can carry some shit on its back.
Yeah, it can. Like the world. Rurouni Kenshin, another series I've seen 3 episodes of and have very strong opinions on outro themes.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, man, Dan is very passionate while consuming as little something as possible.
No, just hyper specific about these themes because they are often stronger than the animes they're from.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up, Agro?
You've watched way further into this series.
Yes.
At some point, do Moroku and Sango's twin girls show up?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm like, this is 3 episodes of seeing Hisui and not the sisters.
Yeah, Hisui definitely has a lot more showtime because he's like full Demon Slayer.
Or he's got the boomerang. I mean,
Yeah.
he is the new character that is attached to the boomerang.
Yeah, which is okay, I guess. But yeah, the other ones show up. They're not just completely MIA.
Right.
They weren't killed within the time jump.
Yeah, I was like, this is starting to smell like a tragic interlude.
Yeah, I'm
Now I'm like,
every
well,
episode of this I watch, I'm like, is there going to be a bomb? Or it's like, yeah, this person's dead.
yeah, I'm like, well, I've seen one of the sisters. I'm pretty sure the other one showed up. Oh no, is there something?
Dot.
But yeah, no, I don't think that this has any of those awful landmines.
So I guess we got to get to it. Bob,
What's up?
I'm going to wrap this up.
Okay.
Would you recommend that people check out Yashahime?
Yes. Mostly if you're like a intermediate fan of original Inuyasha, like even if you've only seen some of it, I think that this is a good jumping on point for new stuff. It's got some fun things in it. It will spoil the original though, so keep that in mind.
Bob's like, you may want to go back. Just watch all of that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a sicko. I am the unironic Inuyasha stan here.
I mean,
Bob,
it's true.
I unironically thought about it after finishing these. Like, what if I just go watch all that, then come back?
It's fun. Like, I think Inuyasha is a fun ride, and I've watched the first 3 seasons probably at least 3 times, just because those were the ones on Netflix, so I play them.
Oh, yeah, no, we should clarify. I was going to bring up this story because I think it would floor them. Bob, didn't you multiple times bring a console up to your bedroom because you were like, I could watch Inuyasha on the CRT up there?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Now I have to. Are there Blu-rays of that shit?
I believe so. I need to break down and buy them. There is at least a final act.
So we can watch that on our Trinitron.
Ooh. That does sound really good.
It does, actually.
Analog DMCA, your new series.
Yes, my new series, Patreon exclusive. Go to Google Drive.
But that having been said, there's still a lot of things I wish this series did more of. Like, there is not enough modern timeline stuff. That's my favorite stuff in Inuyasha. There's not enough of it in general.
Oh, that's tragic.
Yeah.
I was hoping there'd be more because they make it like a whole plot point in the 4th episode. It's like to do your quest, you got to be able to travel through time.
Yeah, and it just, yeah, we basically don't see any more in the modern timeline almost at all.
That's a real shame. That actually was
Yeah, that is a
some of the best stuff in this.
Yeah,
I was with Theo. I thought we'd see him like stop a bank robbery or some shit.
yeah, like I would love that. That just isn't here. I don't know. Maybe the season will wrap up and the series will wrap up and they'll be like, well, series 2.
Sure.
So
It's like fucking Seed Destiny.
Look, as long as we get more of Moroha maxing out her uncle's credit card.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
we sealed him in a coffin, and then it fell off the boat to the bottom of the ocean, and then in the future.
God. But yes, there are Blu-rays of the original. They're releasing set 5 of like 6 in 2 months. I'm about to make a mistake.
Oh no,
Well, they
KP.
They have to do a second season because we haven't gotten the combat kid of Koga yet, unless he's in the rest, and Bob just didn't mention him.
He is not. There's
Damn it.
okay. There's only one mention of Koga in this show.
No,
It's
but
rough. I'm
Koga.
sorry.
Okay, real
That's why
quick.
we need another season.
Real quick, I just need to make absolutely certain. Koga is, yes, okay. So, looking up that picture of Moroha, somebody was like, did Koga raise Moroha? Here's my fan theory.
Right?
I was like, this is delightful. I'm just trying to find a picture of a character here.
Man, everything surrounding this show is delightful and wholesome.
This is really good. This is really good.
Sometimes I want to travel back to Adult Swim time slot 2006 to 2010 and just vibe.
Well, man, do I have a show for you. I'll go ahead and do my recommendation, whether or not I say people should watch this. Yes, absolutely. Even if you're watching the first episode and for some reason you are not engaged at all, stick with it. By the end of 4 episodes, you'll probably know 100% whether or not it's for you because, yeah, it's some quality stuff. Easily recommendable, in my opinion. You definitely don't have to be a hardcore Inuyasha fan to see value in the series overall, it seems, to me, based on what I watched. KZ, do you recommend Yashahime?
Absolutely. I think it's so delightful you'll sometimes almost buy a Blu-ray of the original show just because you're like, yeah, this is pretty good, and it's $30 for 27 episodes. Where can you go wrong?
That is value.
Oh man, and those first 27 I think are all like drawn, like not flash yet.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
When he brought up getting the Blu-ray, I was like, oh god, aren't they using Flash by like halfway through that series easily?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like a delightful idea. I like all 3 of the main characters. I think they have a cool dynamic. The action was neat. I liked hearing the main theme of the original show when they beat up the demon in the first episode. I'm like, this is good. This is why I came here, for them to at least do one of these clap scenes.
The villagers gather and just start clapping.
God, episode 5 has such a good clap scene.
It does.
Oh.
God damn it.
It's been so long since I watched it now, I don't even remember which one it is.
It's when Moroha uses the thing and then does the thing and despawns a character.
Yeah, when she's fighting the bone eater.
Yeah, okay.
It's when she uses the mind thrower from Resident Evil.
Pretty fucking much.
Dr. Agro, would you recommend Yashahime?
I am stunned on this day and date to report that I would. It's kind of a miracle that this concept turned out as well as it did.
Yes.
The only proviso I would give is, like, this show is core Inuyasha. Like, it's Inuyasha shit. So if you're one of those people I know that bounced off of Inuyasha, you might not have a good time here.
As someone who sort of half bounced off of Inuyasha, honestly, I think something about this, the way it carries itself at first, at very least, definitely helps it stick with even people who could bounce off the original.
Plus, it does have that flagpole of it's going to end.
Yes.
It does.
Because keep in mind, one of the main things that drove me to bounce off of Inuyasha was the MMO part of my brain where it goes, I cannot commit to something that has no end point.
Mm-hmm.
It, like, just by not ending, this doesn't have the problem of Inuyasha where, like, 3 different plot points go in a circle for 45 years.
It helps they have nothing to adapt here.
Before we totally, and I just got to say this, I was talking about this to someone who hadn't watched any of it, and the first thing they said to me is like, all I know about Inuyasha is that Kikyo comes back to life more times than any comic book character, and I'm like, she's in one of the first 5 episodes I watched. I blacked out.
To be honest, when she did, I yelped. I'm like, fucking really? Even now?
Stay dead.
The fucking
this time
tree's like, oh yeah, no, I'm the tree, but I just looked like this.
Yes, this time it was that first contact.
Yes. Bob, once again,
It's Contact,
and you've done this
isn't it?
3 times on podcast. It is Contact, not the Star Trek movie, the sci-fi film.
Stop it!
You are going to send some poor soul into Star Trek First Contact.
I'm sorry.
It was... There
Contact
maybe have
is-
been
I don't
4 or
get it.
5 times in a row where I came back to watching Inuyasha on television, and she was back, and I'm like, why? These are all different episodes.
I really enjoy that. I'm almost certain that's the same voice actress. I'm going to check because I'm like, that sounds just like her.
Yeah, they're going to be like, oh, none of these aliens are taking the form of Picard's father.
Contact is the one where like the blueprint, they like have to tilt it to make it snap together right, and they build the thing with the rings.
It has been for fucking ever since I've seen that, and I could have subdued my interest in going back to watch it, but somebody keeps referencing it by the wrong name, and now I'm like, now I need to.
Yeah, I remember it not being good, but having that thing that was interesting.
Yes, that's exactly how I remember.
Yeah,
content.
that's
this
how I
isn't
remembered
great,
it
but
too.
I like things in it.
Welcome to our new series, Mid Content Club.
The score goes from 3 to 8.
Yes!
Yes! We're finally giving it our perfect score, 8.
No, it has to cap at 7.
Yeah.
It has to be perfectly even in the middle, 3 to 7.
No, it goes from 4 to 7.
Just the thought of.
Yeah, 3 to 7 works because that's 5 numbers.
Yep, exactly.
It goes from to
Yeah, exactly. How was it? It's fine. That's the peak of Mid Content Club.
Okay, I just looked it up. It is the same person. They aren't even registered Kikyo in this. It's like Spirit of the Tree of Ages. I'm like, okay.
All right.
They have to be accurate to how it was presented.
Yep. Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up?
Quick question. Can you look up who's Roothead? Because I'm worried that I might be Roothead.
I'm Roothead.
I'm Roothead.
But Mr. Feel, would you recommend Yashahime?
Absolutely. If you're mediocre on it, watch until episode 5, and if you don't pop at episode 5, maybe check out.
This actually, I was gonna watch the entire series for this review. Unfortunately, this review got penned into our schedule in the middle of a week where I think there are 4 recordings. So, yikes.
One of them required you to watch half a normal season of anime.
And almost all of them involve watching something. So yeah.
Yeah. In the middle of a week where I buffered one of our video series for 7 weeks out. Whew. Rough production week. Anyways. Yeah, I'm genuinely hyper excited to go and watch more of this after things clear up, and also we really need to order that Blu-ray of Inuyasha.
It's happening.
Dan, I have good news.
I'm going.
You are not Roothead.
Okay, thank God. Oh, woo! We're in the clear. We're good. Everyone calm down. Crisis averted.